I never thought a single missed call could change the way I looked at my own family. It started on an ordinary afternoon, the kind where nothing feels important enough to remember later. I was sitting in my room, scrolling through my phone, half bored, half tired, when my sister walked in and casually asked if my boyfriend was free these days. The question felt strange, but I brushed it off. She smiled in that easy way of hers and said she needed help with something related to work and thought he might know about it. I didn't think much of it at the time. Trust, after all, had always been the foundation of my relationship, not just with him, but with her too. Later that evening, my boyfriend came over. Everything seemed normal. He joked, teased me about my habit of overthinking, and talked about his plans for the future like he always did. But something was different. He checked his phone more often than usual, and every time he did, his expression shifted just slightly, like he was trying to hide a thought that didn't belong in the room. I noticed it, but I told myself I was imagining things. I had always believed that love meant choosing trust even when doubt tried to sneak in. A few days passed, and life continued as usual. My sister was unusually cheerful, humming songs while doing chores, spending more time on her phone, laughing softly at messages she didn't explain. I teased her about having a secret admirer, and she shrugged it off, saying it was nothing. Again, I believed her. She was my sister. Why wouldn't I? The truth revealed itself by accident, the way it often does. One night, my boyfriend left his phone on the table when he went to the kitchen. I wasn't snooping, I didn't even plan to look. But the screen lit up with a notification, and the name caught my eye. My sister's name. My heart skipped a beat, not because I thought something terrible was happening, but because I couldn't understand why she would be messaging him directly. I picked up the phone with shaking hands, telling myself I would just glance and put it back. What I saw wasn't explicit or dramatic. It was casual conversation, jokes, shared complaints about small things, and messages that stretched back weeks. Weeks I hadn't known about. Somewhere between the harmless words and the late-night timestamps, something inside me cracked. When he came back, I didn't shout. I didn't cry. I just asked him calmly why he had my sister's number. He looked surprised for a moment, then defensive. He said she had given it to him herself, that she needed advice, that it wasn't a big deal. The way he said it hurt more than the messages themselves. Like my feelings were an inconvenience, like my confusion was unreasonable. I went to my sister the next morning, hoping for clarity, maybe even an apology. She didn't deny it. She said she didn't think it would matter, that she just wanted someone to talk to who would understand her. She laughed nervously and said I was overreacting. That word echoed in my head long after the conversation ended. I began to question everything. Not just them, but myself. Was I really overreacting? Or was I finally seeing something I had been too afraid to acknowledge? It wasn't just about a phone number or messages. It was about boundaries that had been crossed without a second thought. It was about respect that I had assumed was unbreakable. Days turned into sleepless nights. I replayed conversations in my head, searching for signs I might have missed. The trust one once held so easily now felt fragile, like glass already cracked and waiting to shatter. My boyfriend apologized eventually, but it felt rehearsed, like something said to end a problem rather than understand it. My sister avoided the topic altogether, acting as if silence could erase what had happened. In that quiet distance, I found myself. I realized how often I had ignored my own discomfort to keep peace, how easily I had dismissed my instincts to avoid conflict. Love, I learned, isn't about enduring confusion or swallowing hurt. It's about feeling safe, respected, and heard. One evening, I sat alone and thought about the future I wanted. It wasn't perfect, but it was honest. I wanted relationships where communication didn't happen behind my back, where my emotions weren't minimized, where loyalty wasn't negotiable. That clarity didn't come without pain, but it came with strength. I spoke to my boyfriend again, this time without fear. I told him how deeply it had affected me, how betrayed I felt, and how trust once broken is not easily repaired. He listened, truly listened this time, but I could see the distance had already settled between us. Some things, once changed, cannot go back to how they were. With my sister, the healing took longer. Family bonds are complicated, layered with history and shared memories. We talked, argued, cried, and sat in uncomfortable silence. It wasn't easy, but honesty finally replaced avoidance. We both admitted our mistakes, though the scars remained. Looking back, I don't see that moment as the end of something, but the beginning of understanding my own worth. I learned that my feelings matter, that trust should never be assumed, and that love must include respect. My boyfriend getting my sister's number wasn't just an incident, it was a lesson. One that taught me to listen to my instincts and choose myself when the world expects me to stay quiet. And in choosing myself, I found a strength I didn't know I had.